Well, yes. Welcome aboard to Hump Day with the Ducks. Hoping you guys have an awesome day today. That's all I can say right now. Got a couple of people in the chat. First of all, we've got Joe. G'day, Team Duck. Been hellaciously warm day here. How hot's hot, mate? How hot is hot? We've had 20 degrees today. G'day, Jimmy. How you doing, buddy? Jimmy, I hope you're doing okay because really, I'm tired of looking at these encores. You know, I've seen them once before, but we need you to actually be doing a real live, real, honest to God, beautiful, great show. Anyway, Joe, 31 degrees at 3:03. That is hot. 31 is hot. Seriously. Well, all right. How are you going? And Jimmy's reply is, Joe, I'd like to say it was good, but I can't. Mate, yeah, I understand that. G'day, Philip. How are you, buddy? It's amazing that his wife does not want the computer. Isn't it amazing? Awesome. Glad to see you on board, buddy. Nice to have you here. How was your day today? Hopefully you had an enjoyable day as well. Joe completely understands, and it's g'day to Philip. Hey, you know what, folks? I was just having a look around the traps today to find out what ships were in port. Anybody know what ship is behind me? If you don't know, then I don't know. Anyway, Jimmy, because of you, mate, I'm having my coffee. Best caffeine hit after dark. And you would probably be having your best caffeine hit to start the day. So there we go. Philip is saying he spent Monday night at RACV to go to the CSL shareholder meeting on Tuesday. How was it at the RACV? He had a bit of fun in the city on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, what was that? What was the fun and who was it with? Jimmy is saying it's currently 8.3 C there at 5:02 in the AM. Mate, that's roughly what we had this morning. And then it panned out to being 20 degrees, which is about 70. So we had a nice day. Cheers, mate. Yep. Yes, indeed. And yeah. So Philip had a swim, went out to a pub for dinner. Did you swim at the RACV? Because that would have been awesome. RACV in the city or RACV out in out sort of in the country? I think it's out. RACV is out near Healesville, apparently. So were you out there or were you in the city? And if you were in the city, mate, that would have been RACV in the city. Okay, so you would have been close to all the hotels and so forth. Well, it's good to hear, good to see. I hope she was good. I mean, it was good. Almost got you in trouble there. Joe is saying to Philip, yum, I need a good pub feed soon. Yeah, the RACV is not bad. Jimmy says they may see 27C by the end of the week. Mate, give us a break, will you? You guys have had all our hot weather. Give us some. Actually, I think the world has done a bit of a wobble. That's why all the weather is so crazy. Overnights are cold, but everywhere has got sort of like nice days. How are you, Co? That's Joe. Yes, it is. It's Joe, because the J is right next. There we go. He corrected it. Okay, so let's have a look at what ships are in port. So currently the ship behind me is the Crown Princess, and I believe that the Crown Princess came in today, and tomorrow in Melbourne, no, on Friday in Melbourne, we'll have the Disney Wonder. So Crown Princess came in at 7 and it's running late. So it's going to leave at 10 p.m. tonight. Nice to have a long stay. So we'll have on Friday, we'll have the Disney Wonder, which will be doing a circuit, and then come back in on Sunday. Monday, we'll have the Pacific Explorer as well as the Pacific Adventure, I should say. And then the Carnival Splendor comes in on Tuesday. So that's what's happening Melbourne ports. And let's have a look at what's happening Sydney ports. Today, the Carnival Luminosa came in and stopped in at the overseas passenger terminal. The Splendor comes in tomorrow, and the Ovation of the Seas, which has been doing the the Pacific Trans-Pacific run, and that comes into Sydney on Friday. So that'll be interesting because it's going to be Friday. It comes in will be the first of the new month. So already we've got a new month coming up. Can you believe it's November already? Or we're almost there at November? Goodness me. In Brizzy, we've got, they had the Pacific Encounter today. So nothing tomorrow. The next ship they've got, oh, wait a minute. Let's go to November. Hang on, I was in the wrong. Yeah. Hang on a second. Go back to October because that's where we were. Okay, so yesterday was the Pacific Encounter. That's correct. Tomorrow, they don't have a ship until Saturday, and that will be the Pacific Encounter coming back in, followed by the Carnival Luminosa on Tuesday, and then on Thursday will be the Silver Muse. So now we're starting to get some of the bigger names coming in, the bigger ships, the more astute ones like the Silver Muse and so forth. So there's lots of good cruising coming up fairly soon. Jimmy's got a bit of a smile on his face. Well, not really, but anyway. Joe is saying he's running low on spoons most days, but getting through. Got 820 Aussie dollars worth of coach day trips coming up in 2025. Mate, you better vlog that like it's going crazy. Thank you, Jimmy, for saying that. Smash the like button. That's awesome. Philip is saying getting kicked off computer looks like he spoke too early. Mate, you can always check us out on your mobile. But then again, you can always argue the point you want a bit of fun in the sun on the computer. Jimmy is saying it sounds like fun to Joe, so that's going to be good. Yeah, he's not good. Oh, seriously? Not good? Well, use the phone, mate. Use the phone. She's got you watching on TV, but you cannot speak. Well, you could if you use the TV to watch and your phone to chat. Just put the volume down. There we go. Jimmy's going with it. Use a phone, Philip. Joe is saying to Jimmy, one of these trips is to an agricultural expo in August. Another is a truck show in a nearby town, and another is sculpture show. Those are but 3 trips. There's 5 in total. Hey, so where's the truck show and where's the sculptures? Philip is saying their cruise 1 month ago to Melbourne, to Phillip Island, Kangaroo Island, and Adelaide, and Port Lincoln. Mate, that cruise was probably done on one of the P&O ships, right? Which one was it? Sounds like it would have been the Dawn. I could be wrong. Joe is saying the agricultural expo and the truck show are 3 days apart. Wow. That's nice, Joe. True. Princess Cruises. Okay. So there was a Princess Cruise that came through. Which one? He said astute. Okay. Joe is saying he will be vlogging the truck show. It's the Transit Truck Show. Transit Truck and Tractor Show. On the 23rd, the Agriculture Show, Ag Quip, is on the 20th of August. That's cool. So the sculpture show is over in Mudgee. The truck show is in Trangie. Okay, so not sure where Trangie is, but Mudgee is like about an hour away from Joe. It's not that far from Joe. So, and it's a lovely little country town that has some incredible wineries around there as well. Going on the Princess, leaving 30th of November. Going on the Princess. Hang on. You're going on the Princess out of Melbourne. So that would be the Crown, because that's the one. Wait a minute. Did you say November? You said, yeah, November, 30th of November. Okay, so let's have a look. 30th of November. You're going on the Diamond Princess. Well, that's going to be an awesome cruise, because that cruise, the Diamond Princess, has been traveling all around Asia. So it's coming in. So that's great. You'll be having some good time. Joe is saying, oh, sorry, Jimmy is saying that he loves some of the town names like Mudgee, Dubbo, etc. Mate, wait until you get to the words like Wagga Wagga and Warragamba, or there's a place called Casino. That's up north New South Wales. Actually, it's getting close into Queensland. So, yeah. So, Diamond Princess, hey, Philip, you're going up in the world. Mate, what can I say? You know, there are times when people need to go up in the world and enjoy the scenery. Let me have a bit of my caffeine hit. Okay, so Joe is saying Trangie is 30 kilometers west of Narromine, which is 40 k's west of Dubbo. Total distance from Dubbo to Trangie is 70 k's. You can do that in an hour. Jimmy is saying it's almost like Dr. Zeus named them. No, mate. We named Dr. Zeus. Get it right. Philip is saying it's a full ship. Tried to do the bid to upgrade, but it would not let him upgrade. Well, let me say this, Philip. We're coming into, well, it is cruising season right now. You're in November the 30th. November the 30th is coming into Christmas time. Mate, everybody wants to get on board a cruise ship before the cruises, before Christmas and before New Year's, when the cruise prices just go up through the roof. So, yep, I can understand that. It'll be a great cruise, let me tell you. But interestingly enough, looking around the traps, all the cruises are now getting fully booked, which is an interesting concept. Not only the cruises in out of Australia, but also the cruises in the U.S. They're all becoming fully booked. Roxanne, as well as Amy and V and Michael-Ann, all came off the Helping Hands for Cruising Put a Lime in It cruise. That was on the Carnival Breeze that sailed out of Galveston. That cruise was fully booked. So yeah, there's a lot of cruising happening now. Philip, if you can see your way, come join us on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, which is sailing out of Port Canaveral. That's sailing out of Port Canaveral in the US. That one is multi-purpose, because number one, it's going to be an amazing cruise. Number two, it is the cruise that is the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, as well as, and it'll be the inaugural Rock and Roll Tribute. As well as that, it's also helping Hands for Cruising, which is the charity. So there we go. That's the exciting stuff about that one. Well. G'day, Ubers. How are we, guys? G'day, Sean. Hope you and Ilana are well. We're doing very well. Nice to have you in there, Ian. How are you guys? I've seen a few of your exploits overseas, but nice to have you on board with us. I have not seen Burjo anywhere. This slacker's been having a break, or a cruise, or a whatever. Anyway, it's nice to see you guys on board. Are you getting excited for the Aussie cruising season, or are you going to look at doing your cruising around the traps elsewhere outside of Oz? But yeah, so we did have our cruise booked for the 2nd of January. We did have to cancel it. We had some more important expenses that needed to be taken care of. As in, I had to get a new vehicle, so that took care of the cruise. Having said that, though, we are going in November of 25 up to the U.S., so we will be joining them on the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise, which will be on the Norwegian Joy, a fantastic cruise. So we'll be seeing how we go there. Well. Stream Elements has stepped in there saying, have a look at the Helping Hands for Cruising Facebook page, and trying to get some donations happening there, which is awesome. For those of you that may or may not know, currently, well, I'll give you a bit of a heads up. Hang on. Jimmy is asking, does Australia have any restrictions on the cruise lines? What restrictions would you be suggesting, Jimmy? Because technically speaking, there are no restrictions as long as the cruise operates in Australian currency. If the cruise is porting out of an Australian port, it must operate in Australian currency, and that's about it. That's about the only restriction that I know of. Philip is saying, just saw Kittens having a boat cruise on the 18th of December around Port Phillip Bay. Any takers? No, mate. Kittens is not my type. But if it was the wolf, no, I'm joking. Jimmy is saying November 29, 25 from Port Canaveral, Florida on the Norwegian Joy. That is correct. There are no restrictions coming out of Oz that I know of. The only restriction, as I say, is that any ship that home ports in Australia must use Aussie currency. But other than that, everything's fine. Cruise lines locally do not choose to employ Australians. They will always employ people from overseas. And the reason is tax reasons. Jimmy is saying he's just curious if there are any carryover from the Big C. No carryover. That was put to bed, and actually there's a lot of discussion about how they were treated in the first place. So lots of big things going on. Philip is saying you could go as a first aider and claim it as a deduction. Yeah, you could, but no, that doesn't work. And yes, rules as far as first aid is a little bit different. Yes, it is the ladies' club, Joe. It is. Yeah, it is. Yes. So, what can I say? It's going to be an amazing season coming up. We're getting some interesting ships in. Again, we don't get the brand newies. We do get those that are, they'll give them a few more years down under, and then once we're finished with them, they send them off to scrap or sell them off to somebody else. But we very seldom get all the new ships. We've got the edge. I'll take that back. We are getting the Celebrity Edge come into sale. We did get it last year, and we will get it this year again. But the Celebrity Edge, let's put it in perspective, it is the Edge class ship. And that means it was the first ship in the Edge class to be built. As a result, it's down the track a bit. So the Edge is actually sailing down under, which, as you can see, yes, we got the big ship, but also it is the oldest. It is the oldest one of the big ships. So there we go. Anyway, I need to do some advertising. But here's a bit of a heads up for you guys. We're currently in the throes of putting together the downundercruises.com website. And so we'll be pushing that heavily when it's completed. I am in the throes of building it right now. So if you do feel the need to go in and look at it, the downundercruises.com, that's what it's called. G'day, Amy. Welcome aboard. I hope you've recovered. Doing a back-to-back is really one hell of a tiring thing. So I hope you have recovered. You've had your holiday from the back-to-back holiday, and that's been awesome for you. Hope everything's going well. And I've been loving some of your stuff there, Amy. Hey, Amy, from Joe. So it's been great seeing all your stuff recently. We know you've had some breaks because you've been away, but now that you're back in action. Stream Elements are saying, we'd like to thank all of you who've donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients joining us on our next cruise. So talking about recipients, the exciting thing is we're going to be having a chat with Roxy on Friday night for those of you across the pond, Saturday Arvo for those of you on our side of the pond. We'll be talking to Roxy and finding out how she enjoyed her first cruise. We'll have a couple of other people on board there as well, which will be awesome. And suffice it to say, when the next cruises come up, that'll be the Ocean to Ocean Seattle to Alaska cruise. We know that there's going to be at least one recipient going on that one. We just have to finalize who it is going to be, and that'll be done on Saturday at the board meeting. And then, of course, the Rock and Roll Tribute Cruise has got a couple of people that are going to be on board that cruise, so that's going to be extremely awesome. Amy is saying, yeah, recovering finally, just getting caught up on life. Yeah, well, we need to sort life out, right? And also Amy's saying g'day to Jimmy, and Jimmy's doing the hashtag duck, which will be hopefully working soon. Jimmy is saying he'll be cruising from his lazy boy chair to the bathroom at some point this morning. Cruising from the chair to the bathroom. Now, why on earth would you want to go to the okay, shut up, Sean. I hope you're seriously though, Jimmy. I hope you're getting up and everything's working well for you, and you're recovering nice and quickly. Need to see you be doing some lives, mate. Some lives in person. So, okay, let me get this first one on the show. Let you see what's cooking, and whether or not you're going to be on this cruise.
Have you been dreaming of an Alaskan cruise? Or maybe you've taken one before and you just can't wait to go again. If so, the Helping Hands for Cruising Group Cruise is just the cruise for you. June 15th through June 22nd, 2025, you will set sail on the magnificent Norwegian Encore. This amazing group cruise will take you to Juneau, Skagway, a majestic cruise through Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, a stop in Victoria, British Columbia before arriving back in Seattle. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com today to find out how you can be a part of this fantastic group cruise to Alaska. This is one you definitely don't want to miss.
Yes, that's going to be one awesome cruise, let me say. One extremely awesome cruise. Joe is saying to Amy that life needs to slow down a bit for him at the moment. He's flat out at work. Mate, you know what? Only good things can happen. I mean, you did have your moment in the sun where you came up with new ideas. But there you go. Amy gets it. Add kids to the mix. This time of the year, you got this. It's easy. Yeah. Kids this time of year, seriously, that's because they're getting tired. They want their school holidays. Christmas is coming, presents and all the other things. Seriously. What? Uniforms for Alira? Really? Man, you're not old enough to have 2 school-age kids. All right. Yes, you are. I know you are. I'm just kidding. But hey, that's incredible. You know what? Let me say this as a parent of 2 kids. They both left home, so they grow up. You have fun in the sun, and all those sort of things. Joe's saying to Amy, nope, a friend of mine's eldest, a friend of his eldest starts school next year as well. Yeah. Thanks, but yeah, you're an old mum. You're not that old, seriously. Come on, you're not even 21 yet. I'm shutting up. Because if Pete was to hear that, he'd wonder what drugs I was on. Ian is saying they're sailing on the Celebrity Edge end of January. Yeah, we were going to sail on her on the 2nd of January, but as I say, we had to cancel that one. And I'll tell you what, the Edge is a beautiful ship. It's we're definitely disappointed about not being able to go on it, but I'll tell you what, if we were to win the lotteries, any of them, we'd definitely be going back on and paying full price, because it's worth it, well, Ilana and I would like to put up a collection of blue cards. If you get a collection of blue cards, you've tried every cruise line. So that's our goal, is to try them all. Amy's saying she'll take it, and Pete heard it. Good on you, mate. Yep. Joe is saying Amy, Apple's Siri is older than all of us. Actually, no, it's not older than me, so don't start that nonsense. Jimmy's saying they grow up, leave, and then they come back. Yeah, well, I'm hoping anyway. Amy's going on the Edge in April. Man, that's going to be an awesome cruise. And then I think not too long after that, it does the Trans-Pacific again. Joe is saying he's so over being an adult at times. Yeah, I know. I can get into that. Jimmy's saying, me too, Joe, and I'm 60. Mate, I'm older than you too, so, life's not that bad. Hang on a sec. Mum's 85. Dad was 87. So there you go. And Ilana's dad is in his 90s. So there you go. And yeah, so anyway, let's forget about age at this particular point. Jimmy is saying, at what point am I supposed to grow up? Yeah, never. Joe is saying, I'm trying to make you feel good. Joe, the only way I can feel good is by having all those F lovers, those ones that drink that F stuff. If they didn't actually mention it on any of my live streams or any streams that I get involved in, that would absolutely make me feel good, because as you know, that F stuff is cat whatever. Yeah. Joe is saying, Amy, I have $820 of day coach trips in 2025. Joe is also saying, and your mum looks amazing, Sean. She is. She's incredible. I'm very lucky. Jimmy, you never got to grow up. That's true, Joe. That's very true. G'day, Jonesy. How you going, buddy? When's the next cruise ship coming into Burnie? I think that's like December, isn't it? Joe is saying he loves timing out people who mention that cat urine that passes for beer. Mate, you can't even mention the word beer because it doesn't even... I mean, let me just tell you, Billy had to show me on one of the extraneous things. Marco Polo is one of the chat things that we go on. He had to show me that he went into a Walmart or something similar to go and look at buying the cat urine beer. Like, seriously, get a clue. Joe is saying, yep, Okay, I did that one. And there's a g'day Jonesy, and Jonesy's saying g'day to Joe. And then Jonesy's saying they came into Hobart this week. Oh, yeah, what cruise ship came in? But I'm talking about Burnie because, I mean, is anything coming around Burnie way? Because you've had stuff coming into Burnie beforehand, or last year anyway. And I don't believe me. Sorry about that, folks. For some reason, my computer decided it wanted to do something different. But we're back in the chat, so yeah, let's get things happening. So Jonesy is saying not until December. Like I said, I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted by a technical hitch. I believe that, we had Virgin Voyages was doing some cruising out of here, and they're not coming back for another, at least another season or two. So we won't see them this season, I don't think. Joe saying he walked into his local BWS recently. Guess what was sitting in the middle of the floor of the cool room? Don't tell me that was there. I haven't seen that in any of the cool rooms of any of the bottle shops we've had here. Yeah, lost me. Oh, right, they killed. No, yeah. Well, that it. I bet you it was Billy in the background there doing his stuff. Yeah, no, it was just a technical thing. My system decided that it didn't like me talking anymore. Sean, you organised any more ships for Melbourne yet? Well, I just went through the ports, but let me go back to Melbourne ports. I'll go through and read all the ports again. Let me see. Okay, so in Melbourne right now we've got. So today we had the Crown Princess. On Friday we'll have the Disney Wonder, and then on Sunday it's back in again. So it's doing a cruise to nowhere. Back in on Sunday, and then on Monday will be the Pacific Explorer, followed by the Pacific Adventure as well. So we'll have both the Explorer and the Adventure in. And then on the 5th, we'll have the Carnival Splendor in Melbourne as well. So that's what's in town. So you'll be able to go over to the Splendor, have a look at it, and say thanks, but no thanks. And then the Pacific Explorer again on Friday. So there we go. That's Friday the 8th. For Amy in Sydney, what we've got is the Luminosa came in today. The Splendor is going into Sydney tomorrow and then probably sailing down to Melbourne. Ovation of the Seas is just finishing off its Trans-Pacific in Sydney. So Deb and Matt and Deb will be getting off that ship, I believe. And then the Celebrity Edge is on Saturday in Sydney. So there you go. As well as the Pacific Adventure. Now, the Celebrity Edge is way too big to go to White Bay. So it will go into the Overseas Passenger Terminal at Sydney. So it'll have Sydney Harbour Bridge on the right-hand side and the Opera House on the left, which will be awesome. And then the Pacific Adventure goes into White Bay. So that'll be great. And then on Sunday, the Carnival Splendor will be back in. So that's what's happening in Sydney. And in Brisbane, the next ship coming in, let me just go back one again. Yesterday was the Pacific Encounter. They don't have anything until Saturday when they get the Pacific Encounter back in again. And then the Luminosa on Tuesday. So that's and then the Silver Muse on Thursday. So that's what's happening around the traps with the ship tours. So there we go. All right, let's go back to the chat. Joe is saying it was there, stood out like a dog's balls. Yep. So Amy is saying Oh, they're going on the Explorer in 2 weeks. Awesome. And then, ships are coming for the Melbourne Cup. That's correct, because Melbourne Cup is on Tuesday, and then on Thursday is Oaks Day. How's Cunard? Well, we haven't seen a Cunard ship in ages, so we think they're okay. They mainly do. Cunard mostly does the UK or the Mediterranean and or down to the US, and from there it does the transatlantic. Jonesy is saying, did you see that cruise leaves Brisbane, goes to Japan, 5 ports to Alaska, 3 ports to of call, then Atlanta, and a flight home. It's 29 nights on a ship, interior cabin only, $5,000. Mate, 29 nights. Which ship is that? Because a lot of the ships will actually do. So Carnival Luminosa actually does do that. It goes Melbourne, sorry, not Melbourne. It goes Brisbane up through to Seattle, and then from Seattle up to Alaska. So that's what they do. I don't know if it's $5,000, but it's certainly up there. And by the way, that's $5,000 Aussie, not US. Philip is saying the ships in Melbourne are the Melbourne Cup cruises from Brisbane and Sydney. Yeah, not always, because some of them are going to be staying around Melbourne and doing sailings out, because I know that a couple of them are going. We were looking at a cruise going from Melbourne around New Zealand and back again. So there are a couple there. Jonesy's saying it leaves in April. Yeah, that would be the Celebrity Edge, I think, or a couple of the other ones. Jimmy is saying g'day to Jonesy. G'day, Nightbot. You finally stepped in, did you? We'd like to thank all of you donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we have more recipients joining us on our next cruises. Jonesy is doing the typical Aussie g'day. You can just see him with his head going, Jimmy. Ian is going, check out the spelling on your banner at the bottom of the screen. Okay, which spelling? What have I misspelled? Okay, hang on a sec. Let me have a look. What ships are in Australian ports? Welcome aboard to... yeah. You're right. I can fix that, but I won't, because I like it when people look and they giggle. Jimmy is saying, I've never heard of Cunard and P&O. You've never heard of Cunard? Cunard has always been there. That's been like the Queen Elizabeth, the QE2, Queen Anne. Those are part of the Cunard group. And P&O is, we used to have P&O Australia, but that's been now swallowed up by Carnival. Actually, Carnival owns P&O and Cunard as well. But they run on their own brand. So P&O has ships that sail out of the UK and mostly do around the Mediterranean, that sort of stuff. Jimmy's going $5,000, not bad for a trip like that. Yeah, it is. Jimmy's trying to throw in the astute the ducks, and maybe if you take away the S, it should work, Jimmy. Yeah, I've got himp day, not... Well, let me have a look. Well, the I is next to the U, so there we go. At least I've got you guys having a good old giggle. It was me typing in a rush without my glasses on. Jonesy's saying, by the way, this is my next project channel. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, duck. That should work. Because I think I took away the S. So it should work. It should throw up, but it won't give the details. Well, it did for Joe. It said, please welcome Joe to the stream. So take away the S. It'll work. Okay, and there we go. All right, now this is the cruise. I'm going to put this cruise. Yeah, it works. It works. I have to do some modifications. I've got to find out what I'm doing wrong with that so that it actually gives the channel details. But I'll figure that one out soon enough. Now, I better get this done before we have Ross coming in and giving me a headache. So I better get this particular one up and running. Notice the countdown. Yeah. We just want to get on board that cruise. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We'll be doing the I-125, sorry, F-125, and yeah. Joe is saying you need to add the mode to add a link to the hashtag. You need to add the mode to add a link to the hashtag. Okay, we'll get that sorted. 395 days. Yeah, that's not what my countdown says. Well, actually, it does. G'day, Pete. How you going, mate? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Hi, everyone. Ships are starting to arrive here for summer. Very exciting for Australia. Yeah, sure is, mate. I believe you're going. You hate cruising so much. You're going on another one shortly. You got a Peter from Jimmy. Peter. I can just see Peter going, Jimmy, how you going, mate? I wish I was there. Well, you should be. Mate, the weather's great. You want to have an awesome barbie on New Year's Eve. And yeah, I mean, if you were here, you'd be joining us for our barbie. I can tell you, it's gonna be great. We go to my mum's place. The space is bigger. We have all these people there, and I just barbecue with a beer in a hand, and barbecue away, and everybody has some fun. It's like we should. Peter saying hi, Jimmy. Happy Halloween for tomorrow. Wasn't it Halloween last week? But there's a few people on the booze cruise right now. Yes, indeed, Peter, same to you. Oh, it is Halloween tomorrow. Sorry, my mistake. Jonesy is saying, hey, tomorrow we get NBN fiber to the house. No more copper phone lines. Whoa, mate. Are they running actual fiber, or are they doing a fiber to the node and then giving you copper from the node? Because I know they've been doing that. Peter's asking, is your house all decorated for it? And Jimmy's saying, a little. Colleen usually handles that stuff. Colleen would be way busy at work doing all the things, getting everything organized. Jimmy's saying his driveway is so long we don't have any kids, trucks, or treating. Any kids trick or treating. Mate, you're smart living with a driveway miles away. Joe, mate, good to see you popping in. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully we see you on the weekend. You're heading off to bed, starting to yawn your backside off, mate. I know you have early starts, so good night. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for your support, buddy. Jimmy is saying good night to Joe. And Jones is saying good night to Joe. And you're correcting me. October 31st is Halloween. So there you go. He's getting FTTP. How do you know? Are you there? Biday, Nick, how you going, mate? And I thought, Joe, you were off to bed anyway. Nick is saying, is Halloween big? No, it's not that big. I can tell you now, there's probably a handful of houses here that may have decorations on it. Biday, Nick from Jimmy. Ian from Uber Cruises is saying, see ya, Joe. So there you go. Yeah. So, no, it's not that big down under. What's big is watching everybody else have fun. Okay. Peter's saying that their next cruise is the 80s themed cruise. They have some epic costumes. Man, that's going to be awesome. It's big here in Langy. Is it? Not much happening down here, let me tell you. But then, wait a minute, Langy's got a bucket load of kids around, so maybe it's... Oh, I get it. The kids all want the lollies. That's what it's all about. Giving the kids the lollies. Seriously. Yeah, well, it's just us old farts here. We don't have to worry about that. Nick is saying it's almost his 33rd birthday. He's getting old. Mate, if you're getting old, I'm ancient. Seriously. I'm more than twice your age. Amy is saying we have one street in Langy that brings in thousands. One house raises money for cancer. Oh, that's awesome. That's good. Jimmy's got the giggles and all the stuff, all the decorations for it. So there we go. Jonesy is saying, nope, straight to the modem. Slow speed will be 600 megabytes. Now I'm jealous. Download speed gets faster depending on the peak hours. Mate, now I'm jealous. Because if you've got fiber straight in, you're in a good place. Because the most I can get here is 100 megabits. So yeah. And for us to put fiber in, because we've got fiber to it's fiber to the curb, and then from the curb they use the standard copper. But for us to get fiber in from the node is they cost us a fortune. So there we go. For you, it's must be a set installation. So there you go. You're lucky guys. Nick is saying it's estimated that Americans spend $6 billion a year on Halloween. Wow, that's a lot. Jimmy is going, we buy candy every year and I usually end up eating it. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we don't like Halloween. Everybody else loses weight and I keep finding it. Amy saying, got to go get the kids sorted, Nigel. Amy, thank you for popping in. Hopefully the kids go down real quick and easy and you have a great deal of fun. Jimmy is saying goodnight to Amy, and Nick is saying that his internet only averages about 50 megabits per second, but that's plenty for 3 people streaming online, so he's not wanting to complain if it works. That's all that matters. Well, sometimes you need the speed, particularly in our situation where we're also working from home occasionally. So there we go. Well, g'day, John. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. I didn't see you pop in, but it's nice to have you there. You were lurking in the background by the looks of it. You spent about $100 but took it all to your nieces. That's awesome. Your nieces must love you to bits. I hope that $100 was candy and that sort of stuff. G'day, John from Jimmy. John is saying g'day to Jimmy. So nice to have you here, John. Okay, so we're coming up into 52 minutes past the hour, so we're nearly up to the hour, and we'll be shutting down shortly. But I just wanted to take the opportunity of wishing everybody a happy Halloween for those that celebrate. In terms of us, at the end of this week, we will be having our Helping Hands for Cruising board meeting. So that's going to be awesome. We'll get a couple of things tidied up. Also, we're looking forward to the cruising season that's coming up this year, and also Melbourne Cups on Tuesday. So get your bets on your horses for those that are interested. Jones is going, yeah, Nick, but when you're a YouTube superstar, you need super fast speed, and that is correct. That is correct, Mr. Jonesy. All right, so with that in mind, folks, I'm going to call it quits. Thank you for popping in. It's been great having you here on this hump day. For those of you across the pond, we wish you a very extremely awesome day. For those of you on our side of the pond, guys, have a great night. Take it easy. Rest up. Tomorrow's another day, and the weekend's almost around the corner. We do have some guests coming on board. One of them will be Roxy. So we'll talk about it a little later on. We'll catch up with you on Friday night for those of you across the pond at 10 p.m. For those of you on our side of the pond, it'll be 1 p.m. because the Yanks haven't lost their daylight saving as yet. So as soon as they do, we will then move to 2 p.m. But right now, we're on at 1 p.m. on a Saturday arvo. So, folks, have an awesome day, and we will catch you all later. Take it easy and say hi to your neighbors for me.